All right, welcome back for another deep dive. So today we're going to be looking at something that might sound kind of like science fiction, but it's actually backed by some really interesting research. We're talking about regrowing teeth.
Wow.
Yeah. So imagine like a world where you don't need dentures or implants.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
And we have a really cool podcast script that kind of details all of this research and what's been going on. But before we jump into that, I want to give a quick shout out to Palak Shah from RDSP Investment and SoundDymax.com. Thank you for supporting events that make learning like this possible. Okay, ready to get started?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So what I find so interesting is that this isn't just about implants or dentures. We're talking about our bodies actually growing new teeth, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind all of this research?
Well, it all starts with a company called Toregen BioPharma. They're based in Japan, and they've been studying a protein called USAG1, which basically it's a stop signal for tooth development in humans.
A stop signal.
Yeah, so think of it like this. You know how sharks can regrow their teeth, like over and over again throughout their whole life?
Yeah.
Humans, we can't, because this USI1, this protein, puts the brakes on that process after our adult teeth come in.
So we're stuck with just two sets of teeth, the baby teeth and then the permanent ones.
Yeah.
But what if scientists could somehow remove that stop signal? Would we be able to like regrow teeth like sharks do?
Well, yeah, that's exactly what Toregen BioPharma is working on. They're using something called monoclonal antibodies,
Okay,
and these are designed to target and block USAG1.
interesting.
So basically, they're trying to flip, the off switch for tooth regeneration to the on position.
Oh, wow. Okay, so instead of putting in fake teeth, they're trying to unlock the natural ability
Yeah,
for our bodies to just regrow them on their own.
exactly.
Wow, that's incredible. But how do we even know if this works? Has Toregen BioPharma had any success with this?
Well, they've had some really exciting results from animal trials. Initially, they worked with mice. And by blocking USAG1, they were able to stimulate the growth of, like, brand new, fully functional teeth.
Wow,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
that's really cool.
But obviously, mice teeth are quite different from human teeth.
Right.
So they decided to take it a step further.
Oh, did they go straight to humans then?
Not quite. But they chose an animal whose dental structure is much closer to ours, ferrets.
Okay.
Yeah, and guess what? They were able to successfully stimulate tooth regeneration in the ferrets.
No way, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So what's next? Are we going to be seeing human trials soon?
Well, they're already underway. Yeah, human clinical trials are already happening. But it's really important to note that we're still in very early stages.
Right.
Rigorous testing and safety protocols are just super important, especially when we're talking about something this groundbreaking.
Of course, yeah. We don't want to rush anything before we're sure it's safe and effective.
Yeah.
But I am curious, like, what does the timeline for all of this look like? Like, when can people realistically expect to, see this treatment available?
Okay, so based on projections, phase 1 of the clinical trials, they're focused on safety and dosage. They're expected to wrap up actually this year in 2025.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So then what?
So then we move into phase 2 trials in 2026 and 2027, which involves a larger group of participants and really just hone in on the effectiveness.
So we're looking at a few years of research and testing still
Yeah,
before it's widely available.
the crucial phase 3 trials,
Yeah.
which provide that final data for regulatory approval. They're slated for 2028 and 2029.
Okay.
So if everything goes smoothly and the results are positive, we could potentially see this treatment commercially available as early as 2030.
2030. Wow, that's not as far off as it sounds. Just a few years. This could be a reality.
Yeah.
For people who are, dealing with tooth loss, no more dentures, no more implants. It's pretty wild. But I do have to ask, are there any downsides? Like, this almost sounds too good to be true.
Well, you bring up a great point. With any new treatment, especially something like this, as revolutionary as it is, it's important to proceed with caution and just carefully consider both the benefits and the risks. One concern that researchers are really focusing on is the possibility of uncontrolled tooth growth.
Uncontrolled tooth growth. What do you mean by that?
So if this USAG1 protein, if it's blocked, without careful control, there's a chance that too many teeth could develop. or they could start growing in the wrong places.
Oh, yeah, that would definitely create more problems.
Exactly. So a lot of research is going into developing really precise methods to regulate this, like the extent of the growth and the location, so that new teeth are only growing where they need to be.
That makes sense. So it's not just about flipping that switch, it's about like fine-tuning the whole process?
Yeah, precisely.
Are there any other like risks or things that they're kind of keeping an eye on?
Well, another big consideration is the possibility of immune reactions,
Okay.
because this treatment involves introducing monoclonal antibodies into the body. There's a chance that some individuals might experience, adverse immune responses.
So even though it's using the body's own system, there's still a chance that it could trigger something negative.
Yes, and that's why these clinical trials are so important. They allow the researchers to monitor for any kind of adverse effects and ensure that the treatment is safe before it's available to everyone.
Right. That makes sense.
Yep.
So it's all about finding that balance, right? Harnessing this potential, but also managing the risks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's
Yeah.
a delicate balance.
Okay, cool. Well, this is super interesting. So we've been talking about, the science behind it all and some of the things that we need to be aware of. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about the potential benefits of this whole tooth regrowth thing. Assuming it works and it is safe, like what kind of impact could this have on people's lives?
I mean, the potential is just remarkable, first and foremost. It offers a permanent solution to tooth loss.
Oh, wow.
Unlike dentures or implants, which require maintenance and eventually need to be replaced,
Right.
regrained teeth would just become a natural part of your mouth, just like the teeth you were born with.
So no more worrying about loose dentures.
Or implant complications.
Exactly.
Well, it's a huge advantage.
And think about the financial side of things. Dentures and implants can be really expensive, especially if you think about a lifetime of adjustments and repairs. With tooth regrowth, potentially, it's a one-time treatment, which could save people a ton of money over time.
That's a really good point. It wouldn't just be, improving people's oral health. It would be helping them financially, too.
And I imagine there's some benefits in terms of just like well-being overall as well.
Oh, absolutely. Tooth loss can have a really profound impact on self-esteem and quality of life. It affects your ability to eat, to speak clearly, to smile with confidence. Tooth regrowth has the potential to restore not just your teeth, but also, like you said, confidence and a sense of well-being.
Absolutely.
Imagine being able to just smile freely without feeling self-conscious about your teeth or struggling to eat your favorite foods.
Yeah, that's incredible. That would be life-changing for so many people. It's amazing to think that one treatment could have such a big impact on someone's life.
Yeah, but it's not just about aesthetics, right?
No, not at all. There are really significant health benefits too. Regrown teeth, they would integrate naturally with the surrounding tissues, which would then reduce the risk of infections and complications. That, sometimes can happen with artificial replacements.
So it's kind of a win-win situation. Better oral health, improved quality of life. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can't forget about people who have like congenital conditions, like anodontia, where they're born without teeth. For them, this therapy could be life-altering.
Yeah, right.
Giving them the chance to have natural teeth for the first time.
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So, this research it's not just about fixing a problem. It's about opening up possibilities that we never even imagined.
Exactly.
We've been focusing on teeth so far, but this is hinting at a much larger shift in medicine, don't you think?
I think you're exactly right. If scientists can regrow teeth, what else might be possible? Bone, cartilage. The potential applications for this extend way beyond dentistry.
Yeah.
This could be the start of a whole new era in medicine, where we're not just repairing damage, but actually regenerating tissues and organs.
It's almost like science fiction is becoming reality right before our eyes.
It really is.
While we're waiting for all of these advancements, it's important to remember what we can do right now to take care of our oral health.
You're absolutely right.
So what are the key things people should be focusing on?
Well, the basics are still the most important. Brushing twice a day with fluoride toothpaste, flossing daily, and using mouthwash. These simple habits can really go a long way in preventing cavities, gum disease, and other issues that could lead to tooth loss.
Yeah, it sounds simple, but consistency is key.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And beyond your daily routine, regular visits to the dentist for checkups and cleanings are essential. Your dentist can catch problems early, before they become major issues.
Prevention is better than a cure.
Absolutely.
I like that.
While we're talking about prevention, let's not forget about diet. What we eat plays a huge role in our oral health, too.
So what are the best things to eat for healthy teeth and gums?
Well, foods rich in calcium and vitamin D are essential for strong teeth and bones. Think dairy products, leafy green vegetables, and fortified foods. And on the other hand, sugary foods and drinks, they're the biggest culprits when it comes to tooth decay, so it's best to limit those as much as possible.
Right. That's good advice for overall health in general. It's
Yeah.
like just our teeth. And what about smoking?
Well, smoking is really detrimental to oral health. It increases your risk for gum disease, oral
Yeah.
cancer, and other serious problems. So quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your teeth and gums and your overall health.
Right. So it sounds like there are a lot of things we can do today
Mm-hmm.
to protect our smiles, even while we're waiting for, this possibility of tooth regrowth.
That's exactly right. By taking care of our oral health now, we're not only maintaining our current smiles, but we're investing in our future smiles as well, whether that involves these regenerative therapies or just keeping our natural teeth healthy.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
So it's all about making informed choices and being proactive about our health.
I couldn't agree more.
So for people who are already missing teeth and they're maybe considering dentures or implants, what advice would you give them?
Well, that's a great question, and it's important to remember that even though this new technology is on the horizon, there are already really effective solutions available. For tooth loss,
Yeah.
dentures and implants have come a long way, and they can be excellent options for restoring functionality and aesthetics. So it's definitely not a matter of just waiting for this new technology. There are things that can help people right now.
Yeah. So what's the best course of action for someone who's, thinking about these options?
I think the most important step is to consult with a dentist, a qualified dentist. They can assess your needs, discuss the pros and cons of each option, and help you make the best decision for you.
It's all about personalized care, right?
Exactly.
Finding the right solution for each person.
Precisely.
Hello.
And as these regenerative therapies continue to develop, we can expect even more options to become available, which will give people even greater control over their oral health.
It sounds like it's a really exciting time to be in dentistry.
It really is. There's just so much innovation and potential. And this excitement, it goes beyond just dentistry, too. This research is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in medicine. It's opening up totally new avenues for treating all kinds of diseases and conditions.
Wow.
We're really witnessing a paradigm shift, a move from repair to regeneration. And the implications are huge.
It's like we're on the verge of a medical revolution.
In many ways, I think we are. There are still challenges to overcome and ethical considerations to address. But the future of medicine looks really promising.
It's inspiring to think about all the possibilities. We've gone from fixing teeth to potentially regrowing them. And now we're talking about regenerating entire organs.
Yeah.
Like what other seemingly impossible feats of medicine might become a reality in our lifetime?
Well, that's a great question. And it's hard to even imagine what the future holds. But I think it's safe to say that we're on the cusp of some truly remarkable breakthroughs.
Yeah.
This research is just a glimpse of what's possible. And it's really inspiring to think about all the ways that it could change our lives for the better.
Absolutely. So we've talked about a lot today, and I think it's natural for our listener to be feeling a mix of emotions, excitement, maybe a little bit of skepticism. What would you say to someone who's kind of feeling that way right now?
Yeah, I would say it's totally normal to feel both excited and skeptical. This research is groundbreaking. The potential is huge. But we also have to be realistic. This technology is still in its early stages. And there are definitely hurdles to overcome. Patience is key. But I firmly believe that tooth regrowth will become a reality. And it will revolutionize how we approach oral health care.
So it's kind of a cautious optimism.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. And in the meantime, as we wait for these advancements, we can all do our part to protect our oral health by sticking to
Yeah.
the brushing and flossing and the regular checkups.
And of course, limiting the sugary treat.
Cool. Well, I think that's a great place to wrap up this deep dive into tooth regrowth. It's been a really interesting journey, exploring the science, the possibilities, and the hope that this research offers. But before we go, I want to leave our listener with a thought. What aspect of this research excites you the most? Is it the potential to have a perfect smile without dentures or implants? Or is it the hope of helping people with congenital conditions? experience the joy of having natural teeth for the first time. Or maybe it's the bigger picture, the implications for regenerative medicine as a whole, and the idea that we could heal our bodies in ways we never thought possible. Whatever it is that excites you most, keep an eye on this field. It's evolving so quickly, and the future of oral health, and maybe even overall health, looks brighter than ever. Right. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that spark of curiosity alive.
Well said.
All right, thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, finding that balance is key.
So even though it's a natural process like regrowing teeth, there are still a lot of complexities involved. And we talked about long-term effects earlier. I imagine that's another big question mark with any new treatment, right?
Absolutely. While the initial trials, they focus on short-term safety and making sure it works, it's also important to understand what could happen long-term. Like, how will these regrown teeth hold up over decades? We just don't have that data yet. And, there could be other consequences down the line that we're not even thinking about right now.
It sounds like Toregen BioPharma has a lot on their plate.
They do, but it's good to know they're not taking these concerns lightly. They seem really committed to thorough research and following all the safety guidelines to make sure everyone in the trials is safe, and ultimately anyone who might benefit from this treatment in the future.
Well, that's reassuring to hear. It's definitely exciting to think about the possibilities. But it's also important to remember that this is still a developing technology.
Exactly. It's about responsible innovation, balancing that enthusiasm with a healthy dose of caution.
I like that. Well said. But let's talk about the potential benefits for a second. Assuming it all works out and it is safe, what kind of impact could this have?
The potential benefits are pretty incredible. First of all, it's a permanent solution. No more dentures, no more implants.
Wow.
Regrown teeth would just be a natural part of your mouth, just like the teeth you were born with.
So no more worries about loose dentures or implant complications.
Exactly.
That alone is a huge game changer.
And don't forget about the cost. Dentures and implants can be expensive, especially over a lifetime. But tooth regrowth could be a one-time treatment. Think of the savings over time.
That's a great point. It wouldn't just be improving people's oral health. It would be a huge financial relief for a lot of people. And I imagine there are benefits for overall well-being, too, right?
Absolutely. Losing teeth can really affect people's self-esteem and quality of life. It affects your ability to eat, how clearly you can speak, even just smiling confidently. Tooth regrowth could help restore all of that. Imagine smiling freely without feeling self-conscious or being able to eat all your favorite foods again. What would that mean for you?
It would be life-changing for so many people. It's amazing to think that one treatment could have such a ripple effect. And it's not just cosmetic, right?
Right. There are health benefits, too. Regrown teeth would integrate with the surrounding tissues, which means a lower risk of infections and other complications that you can get with artificial replacements.
So it's better for your health and improves your quality of life. It's a win-win.
And we can't forget about people with conditions like anodontia, people who are born without teeth. This therapy could be incredible for them.
That's a really powerful thought.
Giving them the chance to have natural teeth.
It makes you realize how far-reaching this could be.
This isn't just fixing a problem. It's opening up possibilities we never even considered.
We've been talking about teeth. But this breakthrough is a sign of something bigger, isn't it?
You're right. If scientists can regrow teeth, what else is possible? Bone, cartilage? This goes way beyond dentistry.
Wow.
It could be the beginning of a whole new era in medicine, where we move from repairing to actually regenerating tissues and organs.
It's almost like science fiction is becoming reality.
It really is.
But while we wait for all of that, it's important to remember what we can do right now to take care of our teeth.
Absolutely. Maintaining good oral hygiene is still so important.
So what are the key things people should be doing?
The basics are still the best. Brushing twice a day with fluoride toothpaste, flossing every day, using mouthwash. These simple habits can go a long way. They help prevent cavities, gum disease, and other problems that can lead to tooth loss.
It sounds simple, but it's all about consistency, right?
Exactly.
And aside from the daily routine, regular dentist visits are still important, right?
Absolutely. Seeing your dentist for checkups and cleanings, it's crucial. They can catch problems early before they become serious.
Prevention is better than cure, as they say.
Exactly.
And while we're on the topic of prevention...
Let's not forget about diet.
Right. Our diet plays a big role.
Huge.
So what should we be eating for healthy teeth and gums?
Foods with calcium and vitamin D. They're essential for strong teeth and bones. Dairy products, leafy greens, fortified foods. Those are all good choices. And on the flip side, sugary foods and drinks. They're the biggest culprits when it comes to tooth decay, so try to limit those as much as possible.
Good advice for overall health, too.
Exactly.
What about smoking?
Smoking is really bad for your oral health. It increases the risk of gum disease, oral cancer, all sorts of serious problems. Quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your teeth and your overall health.
It sounds like there's a lot we can do today to protect our smiles, even with the possibility of tooth regrowth in the future.
You're absolutely right. Taking care of our oral health now is like an investment. We're not just maintaining our current smiles, we're investing in our future smiles too. Whether that's with regenerative therapies or just keeping our natural teeth healthy for years to come.
Makes sense. So it's all about being proactive.
I couldn't agree more.
So for those who are already missing teeth and maybe considering dentures or implants, what advice would you give them?
It's a great question. And it's important to remember that even though this amazing new technology is coming, we already have some really effective solutions available.
Right.
Dentures and implants have come a long way, and they can be great options. They can restore functionality, and they can make your smile look great. So it's not about waiting for this new technology. There are things that can help people right now.
So what should someone do if they're considering these options?
Talk to a dentist, a qualified dentist. They can look at your specific needs, talk about the pros and cons of each option, and help you make the better decision for your situation.
It's all about finding the right solution for each person.
Exactly.
And as these regenerative therapies keep developing,
We'll probably see even more options become available, which will give people even more control over their oral health.
it sounds like it's a really exciting time for dentistry.
It is. There's so much innovation and potential.
This excitement goes beyond just dentistry, though, doesn't it?
You're absolutely right. This research is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in medicine. It's opening up completely new ways to treat all sorts of diseases and conditions.
Wow.
We're seeing a real shift from just repairing damage to actually regenerating tissues and organs. The implications are huge.
It's like we're on the edge of a medical revolution.
In many ways, I think we are. There are still challenges, of course, and ethical things to consider, but the future of medicine looks really promising.
It's amazing to think about the possibilities. We've gone from fixing teeth to potentially regrowing them. And now we're talking about regenerating entire organs. Like, what else might we see become a reality in our lifetime?
Yeah, it's really amazing to think about, all the advancements happening in medicine. And it's not just the technology itself, it's the hope that it offers, Hope for a future where we can cure diseases, reverse injuries, and even regenerate and heal our bodies in ways we never thought were possible.
Yeah, it's like science fiction coming to life. It's really that hope that I think captures everyone's imagination.
Absolutely. And this research really shows, human ingenuity at its best, this constant pursuit of knowledge. And it just goes to show that when we really put our minds to something, the possibilities are truly limitless.
It's inspiring, for sure. But let's bring it back to tooth regrowth for a second.
Sure.
I imagine our listener right now is feeling a mix of excitement, but maybe also a little bit of skepticism.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who's listening and feeling that way right now?
I'd say it's completely normal to feel both of those things. This research is groundbreaking. The potential benefits are huge. But we also need to be realistic. This is still early, and there are definitely challenges ahead. So patience is really important. But I do believe that tooth regrowth will become a reality, and it's going to completely change how we think about oral health care.
So a healthy dose of cautious optimism.
Exactly.
And in the meantime, while we wait for all of this to unfold, we can all focus on what we can do now to protect our oral health.
Absolutely.
Like we talked about earlier, brushing, flossing, regular dental checkup.
Oh, the important stuff.
And maybe lay off the sugary treats a bit.
That's always a good idea.
Yeah. I think this is a good place to wrap up our deep dive into tooth regrowth. It's been an amazing journey exploring the science and the potential and the hope that this research offers. But before we go, I want to leave you with a thought. What excites you most about all of this? Is it the idea of having a perfect smile without dentures or implants? Is it the possibility of helping people with congenital conditions so that they can have natural teeth for the first time? Or maybe it's the bigger picture, the idea that regenerative medicine could revolutionize healthcare, and we could heal our bodies in ways we never thought possible, whatever it is that excites you. Keep an eye on this field. It's changing so rapidly. And the future of oral health, and potentially overall health, looks brighter than ever. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that spark of curiosity alive.
Well said.
See you next time.